Hello and welcome to the Star Wars Shatterpoint Stats Centre. I'm your host Steve, and join me following on from our enormous weekend we had after Adepticon into the quietest weekend of the year for Shatterpoint tournament results, with only one rated tournament being played this weekend in one country with 4 players. So let's have a look. So with only one rated event this weekend, there were a few unrated tournaments that happened and some leagues, but obviously I don't look at that data. So with that in mind, I am going to be looking back at the general health of the game by comparing quarter 1 from the last few years with the quarter 1 this year. But to start off, let's have a look at this tournament. So our first and only event of the weekend is held in Poland. Just 4 people getting together, playing a round robin, and yeah, having some fun, I hope. Unfortunately, no list submitted, but we will go through. So in first place is Bolek, going 3-0 with a Cassian and Jin list. Then in second place, going 2-1, is Kubakalos with Boss and Hunter, and also Cassian and Jin. So yeah, not much we can read into that, but great to see that Shatterpoint is continuing to be played across Europe, and I hope everyone had a really good time, and congratulations, Bolek. So, thinking about the state and health of the game right now, if we cast our minds back, the Shatterpoint game was released officially on the 2nd of June 2023, meaning that 2024, 2025 and then this current 2026 are available for comparisons in terms of tournament data. So if we look at the quarter 1 from 2024 here, I've excluded, as usual, virtual events, so there are no virtual events, and we are looking at the worldwide games and tournaments played. We can see that there were 80 rated tournaments played in between January and March in 2024. So now let's compare that to 2025. So the same parameters apply. We've excluded the virtual events. There are lots of different sorts of events running. There's singles, doubles, and team events running this time. And there were quite a substantial increase up to 101. So an additional 21 events ran in the same time period in 2025 as opposed to 2024. And here is where it gets very exciting for us, looking at the continued health of the game, as we see an increase again, this time a bit smaller, only going up 8 events, but we see 109 tournaments run across around the world during the same time period. Lots more single events, still one team event. I believe that's the Australian team event that we looked at last week. So yeah, brilliant to see that there is an increase worldwide in events occurring. I'm also very interested, as I'm based in the UK, to see the trends in the UK. So let's go back and revisit the same data sets, but filter so that we are only looking at the United Kingdom. So back to 2024 for the January to March, kind of stretch of time, and there were 9 rated tournaments that ran. So Shatterpoint starting off small in the UK in 2024. Let's see how it improves through 2025 and 26. So 2025 sees it increase to 13 tournaments over the same time period there. So there is a small increase. And moving into 2026, we still see a minor increase going up to 14 rated tournament events. So this is very positive for the health of the game in the United Kingdom, because if the game was not surviving and not being strong in the UK, we would see a drop off in events. So to build from 9 to 13 and then increase by 1 again in the same time period is brilliant to see. So yes, I am not worried at all about the health of the game in the tournament setting, given the worldwide data and the UK data that we have available. and that will bring us to a close. So as we can see, just a quiet weekend following the kind of carnage we had last week with Adepticon, but next weekend is looking like we will be rebounding back with a fair few number of events. So if you've enjoyed the video, please do hit the like, the subscribe, the follow, share the channel, trying to grow the channel as always, ding the bell, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye for now.